Hi, and welcome to the Ready for Love podcast with Anae Orette, the dating and relationship advice show dedicated to helping you create a single life you love, date with confidence and ease, and ultimately attract the love of your life. Thank you for listening.
So welcome to another episode of the Ready for Love podcast. You're here with me, Anae Orette, dating and relationship coach. And I'm really so excited about today's interview. I'm here with my lovely, beautiful guest and friend, Cheri James. So I'm just going to do the official bit quickly and introduce Cheri to us. So Cheri is a mind and body health coach that works with women who've struggled and who are struggling with yo-yo dieting and low self-esteem, and who are ready to rise above their struggles and develop a healthy relationship with food and their bodies, and ultimately step into the women they want to be. So Cheri, I know we've been waiting for weeks.
Yes. Hi, Anae. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you. It's awesome to have you here. So, today we are going to talk about, or you're going to talk to us about 5 ways to feel confident in your body right now and how to literally radiate confidence from the inside out, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is a topic I absolutely love to talk about, so I'm really excited to bring you these tips.
Fantastic. So, just to put a little context around it, because one of the reasons that I was so keen to have you on the podcast and to come and talk to us is that I have so many conversations with women, of course, the same way that you work with women, and so many of them come out of long relationships or long marriages or even short marriages. You know, that's kind of the thing, but it's just to make that leap as well from being in a place where you kind of, I don't know, maybe you were kind of set in your ways almost, and you were with somebody who knew you kind of inside out, and now you have to go out in the world again and start dating, and you know, the concern around getting naked again, that's one thing, but it's also rebuilding that confidence from the inside out to go and do that, and maybe taking care of yourself in a whole new way that you haven't done before. So there were all these kind of things that come up in different conversations that I have, and I know these are all things that you talk about as well, because I follow you and I listen to what you say. So that was one of the main reasons that I wanted to bring you on. But also what I really like about your message, and I'm part of your private Facebook group that we will talk about a little bit later on, is how it brings it all together. And there's just a whole connection between mind and body, which is something that I certainly didn't do for most of my life. So I hope we can get into that a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. The majority of people I work with, honestly, my clients are either going through a divorce or it's after their divorce and they're trying to gain confidence. And that's one of the reasons that they seek out a health coach or diets or workout plans or something like that, because they want to feel more confident in themselves, putting themselves back out into the world as single. So it's something I have conversations with women all the time, and it's interesting the parallels between the fields.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So one of my big questions is, why do we let things get to that point? If we just, talking about in the context of being in a relationship, and then once we're out of it or coming out of a divorce or a breakdown, why is it then that we decide that we need to do something? And what is it in your experience? What do you think happens that we don't do it in the first place?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And there's a lot of reasons, I believe. There could be a number of reasons. And one of them that I've seen over and over with, which I'm going to talk more in depth on through those 5 steps, is I think a lot of women don't allow themselves to get to know themselves truly as an individual in relationships, especially in their first marriage, you know, and a lot of the reasons that we do get married.
I'm not really laughing. I'm not, you know, it's not funny, but I hope you don't mind me saying, but we've both been there. We've both been
exactly. I've been
through
there.
that journey.
I understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and this is not everybody, but a lot of times I think we get married maybe for the wrong reasons, and maybe sometimes for the right, but also for the wrong. But a lot of times it doesn't come from a place from within. It comes from external searches for things. So somebody else to make me happy, somebody else to justify that I am lovable or something like that. So when we're used to being in a partnership, sharing everything with somebody, not necessarily having to worry, or when we do worry, it's about that single individual, how they view us. When we go back in the world, now who are we? You know, and what are other people going to think of me? And now all of a sudden we're actually more worried about how others think of me. And one of the main things for women, due to exposure, what we've been taught, what we've been conditioned to believe, is you have to look a certain way. So we grab onto that, and that's one of the main things that we do. We try to change the way we look in order to be more attractive to people, to be more essentially lovable, or to believe we deserve love. And I think that's one of the big reasons why we want to find ourselves, where we didn't really think about that maybe as much, or we didn't need to as much in a relationship.
Yeah, sometimes it takes something big to get
definitely.
that process into action, right? I can definitely relate to that. Okay, so that was just a question that came up for me while we were talking. So for somebody who is not familiar with a mind and body coach, just tell us a little bit by definition, what is it that you actually do, and how do you bring those things together?
Absolutely. Well, mind body health coach, one thing, because I'm from the health industry, I was a personal trainer for years, I was a nutritionist for years, and I saw a very big disconnect between actual health and what people were teaching. We were teaching people how to lose weight. We weren't teaching people how to be healthy. And those two things are separate. A lot of times we think being skinny or being thinner or losing weight means we're going to be healthier, and that is definitely not the case many times. So we're completely disconnected from our bodies. We try and force it to eat certain things, try to starve ourselves, force it. We don't want to listen to it. We suppress it. When it comes to fitness as well, we try to force it to do things that maybe it's not ready to do. Maybe you don't enjoy doing it, but we're doing it for the reason so we could essentially look a certain way, and then all these other reasons to be more lovable, to be more attractive, things like that. And when it comes to health, our body gives us signals. It tells us what it needs. And if we're in tune with it, we can listen to it and respond. And sometimes that doesn't fit in a meal plan. It doesn't fit in a workout program. Sometimes it's going to go against what you're learning in the fitness industry. So connecting with your body is learning to tune into yourself. What is your body telling you to do? What is it saying? From a health standpoint, do you have aches, pains, low energy? That's telling you something. That means something. And you have to respond to that with a healthy approach. And that's going to look different for everybody. So that's really getting in tune from a health standpoint, from a confidence standpoint, from an emotional standpoint. That has a lot to do with your health as well. If you're suppressing emotions, if you're trying to tough things out, if you're not actually going inside and working your way through these emotions, that's also going to negatively affect your health, which the majority of the fitness and health industry doesn't even know what to do with that. You just ignore it, tough it out, beast mode type mentality. Yeah. And we end up, many times being less healthy in the long run and less confident because we're not actually getting at it. And the missing piece is connecting your mind with your body, knowing you are a whole, you're not separate pieces.
And that's how you bring it all together.
Yeah, that's my approach. I take a whole view approach, an individualized approach, because we're we're completely different. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to respond different to things. And you can't take things out. Yes, nutrition and fitness are a part of it, but they're not the only parts. And if you want to be truly healthy and confident in yourself, you can't just use those two. You got to look at everything else that's going on. How you're feeling about yourself, your self-talk, your mindset, stress, hydration, sleep. All those things matter. Yep. So if you're not looking at them, then you're missing a huge piece. And that could be the key piece that's keeping you from feeling the way you want to feel. So that's my approach to it.
Love it. Love it. And, you know, I know this about you, and that is your consistent message, is that this all comes from the inside out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So you just said something that I think is really, really important, is to take the long view, to not the short-term fixes and the quick diet here and this quick workout program, and just kind of rushing from one thing to the next and trying this and trying that. So I think that's what I understood from what you were saying, is to do the things that will have a long-term impact, which sounds more lifestyle.
Yeah,
if that's
it is a lifestyle. Yeah, that's the biggest mistake I see women make. That is like the key thing that I see that women keep doing that are holding themselves back, is going after that quick fix, that short-term fix. Because we go into it, for one, we're not focused on long-term, we're focused on right now, so we don't even worry about it. Two, well, everybody wants everything right now, you know, like I want $1 million right now, but, you know, and we all want it right now, but we need to learn to slow down and be more patient. And that quick fix is, well, for one, it's unrealistic. I mean, if you're going after programs that are like, we promise you're going to lose crazy amount of weight in a short period of time, that's a quick fix. They don't work. And that's going to overall leave you less healthy in the long run, because you're doing things that are damaging to your body, because you're buying products that people are trying to sell. So, of course, it is really nice to see, ooh, I could lose all this weight in a short period of time. Great. And we're not so focused on the long term. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to think about it. So we think also another thing is, once I get done with it, I'll be fine. I'll be confident enough. I'll feel the way I want to feel. I'll look the way I want to look. So it'll be fine once I get there, and I'll just sustain it. And that's never the case. So yeah, that's the biggest mistake I see people make, is trying to do the quick fixes.
Yeah. Brilliant. That was going to be one of my questions.
Wonderful.
You just read my mind. No, I think it's very important, because we all just try our best, and we try what we think is the right thing to do, but it's usually the next best thing that's in front of us. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, we said we are going to talk about 5 ways to feel amazingly confident right now. So I think this is a good time to jump right into that. So how about you take us through all these wonderful things you have to share with us, and all these really practical things that I know my listeners and our listeners are going to go away and they can actually just go and implement them, even as we speak, right?
Yeah. You could start today at this moment. So like I said, I have a lot of women coming to me and they want to feel more confident, but it'll be in terms, well, I want to lose weight. And I ask them why. Well, I want to look good in a bikini or going shopping, or I want to feel attractive to my husband, or I'm on the dating scene now and I want to feel more attractive. And the thing is, everybody's trying to reach external sources for, I'll be confident after this. I'll be confident when I do this. And the thing is, a lot of times that does not bring you confidence, because changing yourself on the outside, maybe you'll think, for example, your arms look a little better, but that doesn't bring confidence. Confidence starts on the inside. And once you work on your confidence now and feel confident in who you are today as a person, that's going to make your journey a lot easier for you, because you're going to do things for you, rather try to do things for everybody else. So it is that working from the inside out. And body confidence and confidence in general doesn't come from a size. It doesn't come from a weight. It comes from how you feel about yourself. And it doesn't matter what size you are, what weight you are. You're a person that deserves love. You're a person that deserves everything you want. You are worthy of whatever you want. And that does not at all mean a certain size. So in order to feel good about yourself now, I have these 5 tips that I'll go through that you can start implementing and just feel so much better about who you are and really get in touch with who you are. So you want me to just go right into it?
Absolutely. I can't wait.
All right. Awesome.
Absolutely. Okay, let's start with one. I have to, I'm listening to what you say, and I can so relate to this because I have felt no happier when I was maybe 5 kilos lighter than I am today, even though, I might think I would, and I might fit into my jeans a bit better or whatever, but it's not an overall, all of a sudden, right. Now I am the person I always wanted to be. Yeah. Even though that was maybe the initial motivation from time to time. But I also find as I'm getting older, those things are bothering me less, but I still want to take care of myself.
Absolutely.
To make sure that in 10, 20, 30 years or, I am still in good shape. So,
right.
Inside out.
Yeah, and I can relate to what I'm saying as well. So this is how I know they work, because I've always been confident. I was actually, starting as young as I could really remember, I think in junior high is when I really started focusing. Well, actually, I think it was as early as my elementary school, but really the emotional pull in junior high to look a certain way. Us as girls, it's what we're conditioned. I think it's all around us. And when you're younger, you don't really care about your health. You're just going to do whatever that you can, and your body responds pretty well to everything. So I went many, many years of my life pretty much not eating and doing insane workouts to look a certain way. And it was, oh my gosh, probably a good 10 years of doing that. And then because I was very physically active, I injured myself, a lot of athletic people do. And I couldn't do the hours of workouts I was doing anymore. And all that time I had, I discovered food. Because even though I was younger, I damaged my system. So I gained weight really, really fast. And I put on probably about 40, 50 pounds in a matter of about 3 months. And that's what started the initial getting to know myself. Like, I don't know who I am without constantly trying to fix my body or trying to dive myself into distractions. I hid from the world for so long and went through this cycle probably for the next 10 years trying to find the next quick fix, trying to lose weight. Because it was, if I'm really honest with it all, it's all about how other people viewed me. Am I going to be good enough for a guy? Honestly, it really was that. It wasn't so much for everybody else. It was, I wanted to date a really good person, and he's not going to like me if I'm not, really attractive. So that was my honest mindset. And of course, I would never say that back then. And I would say it's for health, but I was doing things that were damaging my health. So it took me a really long time. And after I got divorced, to really focus on what's going to make me happy. And you know what I've been doing for the past 20-something years isn't working. I'm still trying to do the same stuff I was doing. So I really had to get down and dirty with myself, go deep with myself, do that inner work, which is not fun all the time. It's not always rainbows and unicorns. and put the work in. And I will say, just like you said, I don't know how much I weigh anymore because I don't weigh myself, but I know I'm bigger than I used to be. But I'm so much more confident, and I don't even care that I'm bigger. I wear clothes that I wouldn't wear in the past. I take pictures of myself, where in the past I always hid. So this stuff, it does work. It does make a big difference. But like anything else, you got to put in the time. You got to put in the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. So I'll go into number 1. So these are the things that I have done that I teach my clients to do that are really effective. So
okay, number 1.
Yeah. We're constantly exposed to a lot of media. So whether it be television, reality TV, commercials, advertisements, magazines, social media, we're constantly seeing bodies. We're constantly seeing products that are marketed to play on our insecurities. Tell us, do you not have this? Well, we have a product to do this, which will make you feel like this. So of course then we feel we have to have it. And then we'll see things maybe we didn't even realize were a thing. Like I just did that a couple months ago or something. I was watching a makeup video because I have to watch makeup videos to know how to apply my makeup. And this is not to knock anybody who has any of this done. It's just something that it's an example and something I wasn't aware of that people get their eyebrows done. It's a microblading, called microblading. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that exists. What is that? So I had to look it up. And they'll do those things, and they'll highlight parts of your body that maybe you never even gave attention to before. And now all of a sudden, with all the things coming out, we're nitpicking ourselves that nothing is good enough. So we're constantly being conditioned by all this stuff. And on social media, we may follow people that are, let's say, fitness models or something, for example. And of course, these people, they're not intentionally trying to put anybody down. They're putting hard work in, they're doing their thing, but we follow them as motivation, but as motivation to remind ourselves what we're not, to keep pushing us forward. So it's coming from a place of negativity from a personal standpoint. So reducing your media exposure is going to help a lot. So cut out some social media time, unfollow people that don't make you feel good. Don't feel bad. They probably won't even notice that you unfollowed them. It's for you. Stop maybe reading those magazines that are highlighting a celebrity, imperfection, that they let you know, this person has cellulite, she must not be good enough kind of message. And then that's going to, go into your brain and make you think, well, maybe I am, I'm not good enough either. Stop reading those magazines and fill that time up that you've had all this exposure to media to with stuff that inspires you, whether it's a inspirational book, just sitting with yourself, spending time with your family, or doing a hobby that you enjoy. Now you have some time opened up, and now you're exposing yourself to positive things and things that you enjoy that are going to overall make you feel better. Mm-hmm. So stop looking at all those bodies that they're telling you is what's ideal, and you're comparing yourself, maybe not consciously, maybe not directly, but it's a conditioned message that we see over and over. And do stuff you like to do. So that's number one. Reduce your media exposure.
I was just thinking about the comparison part, because I think we just even if we don't know we're doing it, we're still doing it. And
it's all around us.
As you were talking, I'm just thinking of myself, on Instagram, for example, looking at fitness models. And I'm just thinking now, I'm nearly 42 and I'm looking at somebody who's 21.
Right.
And I'm just, I don't look like that. That's so unnecessary, isn't it? So unnecessary to do that to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And you just got to make the choice and cut it out. I mean, like anything else, you don't have to cut it out, but reduce it. So that's number one. Number two is a big one. Get to know yourself. Especially women who are divorced, women who are back out on the dating scene. I hear from a lot of women in these situations that they don't know who they are and they want to get to know themselves. And I think that's a really neat revelation for people to acknowledge that they don't know themselves. So spend time to get to know yourself. What makes you tick? What do you love? What do you enjoy? What do you want? And to do that, different ways. You could meditate, you could journal, just spend some quiet time without distractions alone with yourself, with the intention of getting to know yourself. So actually ask. You could say it in your head, say it out loud. I know this sounds silly, but nobody's around, so nobody will judge you. Ask yourself, what do I like? What do I want? And see what comes up for you. What are those things that you love to do that you haven't been doing? So get to know yourself. That is a big one. And then those things that make you feel good, do more of it. So, and of course, it's not directly body related, but that's where body confidence comes from, is having a strong sense of knowing who you are and a strong sense of self-worth. So that's where that body confidence is going to come from. Body confidence doesn't mean I love every inch of me. You could still have parts of you that you don't maybe necessarily like the look of, or that maybe you want to change a little bit, and that's fine. Body confidence comes from just feeling confident from the inside out and not letting imperfections or not feeling like you're perfect hold you back from anything you want. And getting to know yourself is going to be a really big one in doing that. So that's number two, getting to know yourself.
And isn't it interesting how the things that we perceive to be so imperfect, in inverted commas, are sometimes the things that are really the cutest, loveliest parts of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we judge ourselves so harshly, and we have our single perspective of ourselves, with which other people might have a different perspective, or we're just used to judging ourselves, and it's actually just fine, or is great, or has just no label at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I think this is where our work overlap a lot.
Yes.
Is going on that journey of getting back to yourself and who you really are, and seeing so often. And, again, I include myself in this. I thought I did, but I didn't really have a clue who I was when I got married the first time. And I was 30. It wasn't a conscious thing, it was just, but I only really got to know myself after I got through all of that. And now.
Yeah.
So, but it's worth every uncomfortable moment, obviously.
It definitely is.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so.
Yes.
Excellent. So first one, media.
Yeah, reduce exposure to media.
Second one.
Get to know yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Third one, push past your fears. So if there's an ultimate way to gain confidence, if there's a supercharged way to gain confidence, it is overcoming fears. I mean, overcoming your fear is going to make you feel on top of the world. So what are those things that you're doing that you want to do and you're holding yourself back from? So maybe it is going to a gym to work out. Maybe it's taking a workout class. Maybe it's taking any class. Maybe it's wearing a certain type of clothing. What is holding you back because you're letting your body hold you back? So you don't feel thin enough. You don't feel like you're in shape enough. You don't feel like your body is enough to do something. Or maybe it's, karaoke. Maybe you've always wanted to try karaoke, but you're scared to do it, and you're scared to be in front of people because you think people will judge you. Do those things. Overcome your fears. Actually get out there and do it. And even if you're not great at it, because guess what? When we start something, we're not good at it. I mean, hello. Anything we just start, we're usually, not the greatest at, because things take practice. So that's okay. Who cares if you're bad at it? Who cares if you feel you look stupid? Just get out there and do it. And you're going to feel so much better that you actually went out there and did it and overcame a fear. You're going to feel accomplished, and you're not going to care so much what you look like anymore. You're just going to be like, yeah, I did it. So, and that's going to make you want to do more things. And that's too how you discover what you like. You might do something and you're like, I really didn't like that. So you don't like that. You might discover something and say, that was amazing. I want to do that more. I can't believe I've been holding myself back for so long. So yeah, that's my number 3. Push past those fears, overcome those fears, because you are really going to feel on top of the world once you overcome some fear. So that's a big one.
What's your top number 1 tip for actually doing it? Actually push through, overcome.
Actually doing it. Don't overthink it. That's what stops us. We overthink it, we analyze it, we sit there and dwell on it forever, and we will talk ourselves out of anything. So don't overthink it. And if you find yourself overthinking it, distract yourself. And
by doing it.
By doing it. Or if it's something like, for example, karaoke, you're doing that Saturday night and it's Thursday and you're psyching yourself out, as soon as you start overthinking it, just go do something. So you're putting your brain on something else. I know for me, when I first started doing live videos in my Facebook group, I was so nervous. I mean, I think anybody would be when you first start doing your lives. And the moment I would start to talk myself out of it, I would hit live. I would hit go, because then there's no going back, because I can't talk myself out of it now. It's about to go live. So, I mean, people say just do it all the time. We're like, yeah, but you don't understand. But that's what it is. You just got to do it. But to make it easier on you, don't overthink it. So.
Excellent. Thank you. And your Facebook Lives are wonderful. So
thank you.
Great job.
I actually have a story about overcoming my own fears, and one of mine was karaoke. And
I was going to ask you, is there a secret karaoke that you're going on here?
I don't know why. For years, I always feared doing it. And it's always what other people think. I mean, if we didn't care what other people thought, we would do anything. But I even told the karaoke guy, this is my personal development day. So,
love it.
And I went out there and did it. And it was funny because it was actually a night where it's like all the stars came out. Like, everybody was a super amazing singer. It was kind of funny. But I just didn't care. I was like, I don't care. It's not about me being the greatest singer. It's not about me being the best performer. It's just about me doing what I want to do. Mm. That's all it's about. So I did it, and I actually had the best time. I've done it in the past and was embarrassed and would hold myself back, but it's the mindset I went into it with. I went into it thinking I'm going to be awful. It's horrible. Everybody's looking at me. And if I have that mindset, then that's kind of what I'm going to get back. But when I went into it saying, I'm going to have a great time, it's about me having fun, and that's exactly what happened.
So you were one of the stars that came out.
I would say I don't do that often. I do that off because I really don't go anywhere that has karaoke that often. But yeah, and now I would just, if a friend asked me, hey, do you want to do karaoke? I would have no fear of doing it. I just do it. Wonderful. Even if I did have fear, I'd do it anyway.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Right.
That was number 3.
Number 3. Fear. Yep.
Number 4 kind of ties into number 3, and it's wear what you love. So, and this is the thing a lot when it comes to bodies. If you're uncomfortable with your body, usually we put rules on ourselves, or the media puts rules on us of what we can and cannot wear. And we tend to hide ourselves. We wear baggier clothing, we wear darker clothing, we wear whatever hides us from the world until we look a certain way that we could do that. However, I will tell you from experience in years and years in wardrobe full of black and gray baggy clothes that it doesn't work that way. So wear what you love. And of course, if you find something you love, buy it in every color. That's my philosophy on that. But colors that you love, wear those colors, because colors actually, I mean, there's a whole psychology of colors. They will make you feel happier, brighter, more energetic, more vibrant. So get some colors that you feel good in, that you love looking at, and wear them. Who cares if somebody says this cut you can't wear? If you feel good in it, you feel you look good in it, wear it. So wear whatever you love and wear what makes you feel good. Because if you're wearing clothes that are meant to hide you, you're going to feel less. You know, you're going to shrink down. You're going to, and we radiate energies. And people are going to pick up that you're not confident. And this is really big in the dating scene, I believe. When you want to date, that energy that's coming out of you is going to be what people feel. And if you're radiating this lack of confidence, that you don't feel good enough as who you are, people are going to pick up on that. They may not know, oh, she doesn't feel good about who she is, but they're going to feel that kind of negative energy, and that might repel people.
Now you're talking my language. Absolutely.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, we're constantly communicating that, isn't it? It's just
right.
How it is with what we wear as well as everything else. Yeah.
Right. And it's not what you wear to, show your body to somebody to be attractive. It's what you wear that makes you feel good, and people will pick up on that. You're happy, you're confident, you feel good about yourself. It's not about having a certain size body that brings people in. It's about who you are and how you feel about yourself as a person. Are you a good, strong, confident person that somebody wants to be around? So, and what you wear has a lot to do with it. It's kind of a message that you wear. You're wearing who you are, So, and that's different for everybody. Everybody has a different style. Everybody has different colors, patterns, whatever that they enjoy. But what makes you feel good, wear more of that, and forget about it hiding yourself until you look a certain way, or you're a certain size, or you're a certain weight. Just wear what you love. Don't hide yourself anymore. So show the world your wonderful self as you are right now.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I'm guilty of the black.
Yeah, and I mean, black's great. Obviously, we're both wearing black today.
So much black. I usually have the best intentions of buying different things, but I just keep going back to, I just love it.
I know.
But I do feel different, when I do wear a red dress or whatever it is, I do notice the difference. So, yeah.
And I love black clothes too, so I'm still going to buy black clothes. Yeah. But I do remember a few years ago I worked at this gym, and, it was just normal for me to wear black all the time. And I had somebody point out to me in a very nice, loving manner, saying, so are you ever going to wear, anything other than black to work? And I was like, I really do just wear black. And I tried going through my clothing to see, because I wanted to show, I wear other colors, but I really didn't have anything. So yeah, I've really gotten into buying vibrant colors. And I would always say, I am not a big color wearer. I'm not a vibrant color. It's just not me. But it wasn't me then because I didn't vibrate the way that I do now and love just kind of wearing different colors and just feeling happy. So
yeah. I get so excited about that part of when I work with my clients, when we get to that specific point of just rediscovering or maybe discovering for the first time, a style and a way of dressing and being that reflects where they are now at this point in their lives. And it's just wonderful. See, I love it.
It's fun. Amazing. It really is fun.
Exactly. Okay, right.
So, yeah, that was number 4. Wear what you love. Mm-hmm. Okay, so number 5. Number 5 probably takes the most amount of work. It's really not the be confident at this moment one, but it's one that you could put work into and really get at the roots of what's making you kind of hold yourself back from being confident. And that is mirror work. And this one can be kind of scary.
It's mirror work, just for our British, our English accents. Mirror work.
Yeah, your reflection, looking at your reflection.
That one, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, just ask yourself, how comfortable are you at staring at yourself in the mirror? A lot of us avoid it, don't want to look any longer than we have to. However, you're looking at yourself, and this is a really good way to get to know yourself. And this is where you can start shifting your perspective. So let's say you currently look at yourself and you're like, oh, I hate my size. I wish my stomach was smaller. I hate the way my face is shaped, whatever. And start looking at the things you actually enjoy about yourself, or at least putting stories to things. So you could say, I actually love my arms. They're really, really strong. Maybe I do have stretch marks, as most of us women do. I mean, I have them. And, but maybe you could say, but I've had children. I brought life into this world and they gave me stretch marks. Is that really a bad thing? And me, I don't have children, yet I still have stretch marks. But hey, it's what's on my body. And, all those things are stories that we have throughout our life that has brought us there. So maybe you did spend a period of time. Maybe you were in a marriage where you were really unhappy and you emotionally ate a lot. So looking in the mirror and actually humanizing yourself instead of just tearing yourself apart. So start to talk to yourself in the mirror as you would your daughter or your best friend or another woman. Would you tear her down? Oh, your thighs aren't good enough. Oh, you don't look ideal. You would never say that. Well, I hope not.
Oh, that makes me feel awful. Just the thought of saying, something like that to somebody else is just horrific. I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we do that to ourselves all the time. Yeah. I'm specifically as you were saying, I just had my little 11-year-old niece in my mind just now, and I'm just, oh my word. I can't imagine me or anybody else saying those kind of things to her. It's just horrifying, but we still do it to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So doing the mirror work, stand in front of the mirror and list things you love about yourself. And it doesn't have to just be physical. I mean, definitely put in some physical because that's, body count. The main thing you're working on is trying to flip your script about your body. But also say maybe some things you're proud of yourself for. I love that I went to an amazing college. I love that I'm a great mom. I love that I am very compassionate. You can list those things too because those things count, obviously, very, very much. So do some mirror work. Maybe every morning, look in the mirror for 30 seconds or so and just stare at yourself, get to know yourself, and list things that you love, like, or at least respect yourself for. Don't tear yourself down. So yeah, those are my 5 things.
I'm just thinking. I think the last one is probably by a small margin my favorite one.
Yeah.
All your tips. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're all brilliant and they're all super helpful, but that's definitely one that you can just instantly do, right? I can do right now.
Right. We get off the podcast and then go look in the mirror and start talking great about yourself. All listeners can just open your mirror right now and start telling yourself how wonderful you are.
Oh.
Yes. And that's the thing. When you do all this stuff, because, I mean, from what I do from health coaching, when you do this stuff, this makes your journey so much easier. This is the stuff that's going to keep you consistent, that's going to keep nourishing your body, is going to keep you living a healthy life. So this is the stuff that's going to do it. It's not a diet that's going to make you confident, keep you going, and make you care about your health. It's getting down and dirty with yourself, learning yourself, and getting confident with who you are right now. That's going to make all the difference, because you're going to start doing stuff for you versus everybody else. So if you're going to stop caring what somebody else tells you need to be, how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to feel, and you're going to have a strong sense of self and be like, no, this is what I want. This is how I want to feel. And sure, maybe this is how I want to look, but it's not as big of a priority. How I feel is the bigger priority. How healthy I am is the bigger priority. Mm-hmm. So doing the work on that stuff is going to make a health journey more successful and a lot easier for you to do and stick to.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. And we've not talked about doing a single squat.
No.
Anything.
no squats or just
no
eating
burpees,
chicken and broccoli.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Although I've got nothing against squats, I have to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Squats are great.
I do actually enjoy them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Cheri. Those are all invaluable tips, because sometimes it just takes one small shift in perspective or just one question to open it all up, and it can, I guess, as coaches, we see that all the time, how that happens.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I can't believe the time just flies so quickly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, thank you so much.
No. I just want to know, for people who want to find out more about you and what are you working on, what's happening, what's next. Obviously, all of this will go on the show notes on my site, on the podcast page for our episodes. So all the links to what you're going to share with us will be there. But just tell us a little bit what's next, what's new, how can people get in touch with you, and all of that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm big on Facebook, so I do have a Facebook group where I give away a lot of tips, do a ton of different things that you can join me there. It's called the Healthy Soulful Badass. So you could find me there, or my just Facebook page. It's just my name, Cheri James. So you could find me there, or on Instagram. I'm doing more Instagram lately, so Cheri M. James. So you could find me there. I always have a ton of projects I'm working on, and I'm actually working on this super amazing 3-month program that I cannot wait to launch. So and it's going to cover all this wonderful stuff. So I can't wait for that to come. I'm working on that now. So
exciting.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll put the links to your profiles and stuff on the episode page, and people can find you there. And so that's wonderful. But do let us know how you get on with your program. And
I will definitely.
I'm sure I'll see that, because I am actually in your group, which I love.
Yes.
So I'll keep an eye out for it. So Cheri, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Anne. I love this. Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Thank you. Right, so I'm just going to say goodbye, and don't go anywhere. But I'm just going to say goodbye, and thank you so much to everybody who's joined us and who is joining us. It's always so wonderful to connect with you. Thank you very much for being here. And if you have any questions for me, you can always email me at anna@datingcoach.uk. That's anna@datingcoach.uk, or you can find me on Twitter @datingcoach. And I will talk to you again very soon in our next episode. So bye for now, and take care.